and I say it is in the hands of the master weaver. Why did I write this book? It's because after going through many different kind of things in my life, some very painful, traumatic, and also good things that God has done, I realized that in the journey of life, God is like God working, like the weaver works through a basket or doing something with the threads. And I realized that from down here, we see the mess of our lives, we see the failures, we see the pains, but from above, the master sees the beauty of what he's making out of us. And through my life, I decided it is good to be able to share my story, because as somebody said, every life is a story if we care enough to listen. And so I wrote this book to just be able to bring hope to somebody who may be feeling hopeless, to bring, restoration where there is desperation, and to tell you that God gives a second chance in life, but you must be willing to take that chance. And so I welcome you to order a copy of this book. It is only 1,000 shillings and or $10 for those who are outside of the country. You can order through the number on the screen, and we'll be able to get you a copy of this book. God bless you as you read it. Give it to somebody else, and I know they will be helped. Amen.
Welcome once again to Kingdom Business Network. We're so much excited that you're watching this program from wherever you're watching. We are available on Faith Today Television and also on YouTube and also Facebook. So please tag a friend who is interested in business topics, because today is going to be a game changer. And we want to discuss today about 5 secrets of consumer behavior that can instantly boost your sales. We want to give you tips that can instantly boost your sales. And as you're watching us, remember to send your questions to the numbers which are scrolling on your screen, and also remember to support this program and also to like, share, subscribe, especially on our YouTube page. And today we have an interesting guest who's going to take us through a discussion. He's an expert in marketing and also brand experience, and his name is James Onyiego. And James, I would want to welcome you to the program.
Thank you so much.
You can introduce yourself to the viewer.
My name is James. I'm a brand strategist with a focus on customer experience, yes, because I believe that the best way to sell something is to make whoever is buying it very comfortable and very willing to come back. Other than the other strategies that can complement that, the experience a customer has with you as maybe a seller or as an organization is very important. And that's why we are here to have that discussion. And I believe, or I know, that will help a business owner or an organization somewhere.
Thank you very much. I can't wait to hear about the secrets of consumer behavior.
Yes.
And I'm also with my co-host, Coach Lewis. You can introduce yourself and also tell us, what do we expect to achieve today?
Amazing. Thank you so much, Dr. And our viewers, welcome back. This is, as usual, KBN, and we are so much excited to have you back as we continue furthering conversations around how we can make our businesses better each and every day. And today, we are taking it a notch higher. We are coming to a conversation, and before maybe I introduce to us this conversation, I would want to provoke us into this particular thought. Do you open a business to offer products or services that you already have, or do you offer that which the market demands? Today, we are excited to have James Onyiego all the way from the Beyond Lab Conversations, and he's here to help us understand that which we call brand experience, and with a lot of emphasis on reputation. My mom used to remind me each and every day that a good name is worth more than rubies. And guess what? Today we are here to ensure that we are all very cognizant of that very fact, that before we focus on the products we are selling, before we focus on making profits, we are also very aware and intentional about how our brands make our clients feel and get as an experience. And welcome aboard. Thank you so much, Dr.
Thank you very much, Coach. James, we're talking about consumer behavior.
Yes.
And we're talking about some secrets that can help people boost their sales in their businesses. Maybe you can start by telling us what is consumer behavior, and you can also tell us just a snippet of what these secrets are all about.
So even as I was preparing for this session or this conversation, I was really trying to get myself to a place where I can explain something in non-industry terms, so that whoever is at home should be able to understand. So I'm going to use very similar languages that people have maybe normalized around, and in simpler terms, maybe that brand or a brand experience is the emotion you invoke in a person when they are doing business with you. The overall experience, maybe when they are doing an order, when they are doing payments, when they are maybe assessing the products, when they are at their store, when they are on your page, wherever they are, wherever or however you do your business, whenever they are doing business with you, how are they feeling? That's what we call the brand experience, because the feeling is what sometimes or most of the times drives the conviction to buy or to do business with you. Yeah.
Okay. So we talked about secrets on consumer behavior. Which is the first one? We talked about 5. Which is the first one?
So trust.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go with trust. Trust is the first aspect. You see, I want to encourage people who have businesses or organizations to look at the businesses in a way they would look at it if it was not their own business. So if you want to buy a phone and you are selling phones, what could you look into if you need to buy a phone, assuming you are not the one selling it? So the aspects you would want to see in that person who is selling to you is the same aspect you want to offer those who are coming to buy from you. So building trust is very important. That could be the first one that I would encourage people.
So a business should build trust.
Yeah.
Is it the same as reputation? And how do you go about influencing buying decisions when you compare building trust, building reputation? How does it compare with things like advertisement and all that?
So, first of all, advertising brings attention. But the trust, the branding, the trust you invoke in people, that's what builds conviction to buy. So you can look into the markets that exist. You realize that there's so much competition, and most of the people who are doing business or organizations, they are offering the same values, they are offering the same products, the same services, or whatever they are doing. So what is the distinction between seller A and seller B? That's where now we say that reputation is the one that will make person A come to shop B or C. You understand? Yeah. So at that aspect, I would say advertising, use it, yes, it's very important, in fact, in this era, but it's just there to bring you the attention you need. But the selling, because there's something we call the sales funnel, you attract the customer, and then there's a process to the sales, and then to that convert the person to a lead, now to maybe someone who is able to buy, or now to someone who has made the decision that they are going to buy from you. That whole thing ends in trust, but the advertising is the one that brings you attention. So you should focus on advertising, yes, but more on reputation, because that will convict that person who you have attracted through advertising to make business with you. Yeah.
So how can you go about building trust and reputation for a business? Might be just a few things that people can do practically.
Okay, practically. And I think it differs with what you are doing.
Yes.
There are people we call business people, and then there are those we call entrepreneurs. So a business person is someone who is selling something I can really get in the next shop.
Yes.
Maybe you are trying to sell maybe a cup, and then you see, take an example like Nairobi, you realize that in one street, you will find so many businesses doing the same business, offering the same prices, and so much on. So it differs. But we can start by keeping our promises as a business or as a small business. Whether you say you deliver in 2 days, let's deliver in 2 days. If you say if you are not able to get the specific product, say you are not able to get the specific product. You can offer alternatives to the customer, but make sure you have kept a promise of value and a promise you are able to keep in the front. So my first practical aspect to any business owner is that make sure you keep the promises you give your customers. Make sure. That will be the first one. And then we'll get to, now we can break that down from just an aspect of keeping promises to the actual ways we can keep the promises. Now, the first one is speaking honestly about the pricing, being transparent. Yes, so you realize that most businesses, they offer different prices to different people. You understand? So I may have a good experience with Ndege here. Maybe he sold me a certain kind of product at 500 shillings. Now, I'm going home satisfied and telling someone, I know somewhere you can get this product at 500 shillings. Maybe that someone comes in a suit. Ndege is more likely to sell that person maybe at 700 or at 800. At 800. That is very bad for a business that intends to grow as a brand. You understand? But if you intend to grow as a brand, you need to keep your prices transparent. You need to make sure that what you communicate to customer A is what you communicate to customer B. What customer B is experiencing while at your shop is what customer A is experiencing. That way, even if they are going to refer you, whoever is coming, he will experience the same, and they will continue duplicating that result to each and every other person. Yeah.
Now that you've just talked about pricing, let me digress a bit. I don't think you might necessarily need to have a fixed price for everybody.
You can.
But at least don't be too high or too low. Let's say like the example you used of 500. Somebody is selling two at 500, another one 700. But you can say my price is 500, but if I push you so much, maybe I can buy it at 590. So the 10 shillings, it won't make somebody feel bad. But if you sell to somebody 700, another one at 500, the big gap, in my view, or what do you think?
I think there is so much essence into your word being a bond. If today you are telling me this, because one of the things in business we say, one of the easiest way of marketing is ensuring that your clients become your biggest ambassadors. So businesses highly depend on referrals. So it would be very easy for you as a business person if I share my experience with your business with a friend, with a colleague, with a family member, and when they come, they'll just confirm what I shared with them. I think that now builds your reputation. But if I shared an experience, then when my family member or my friend comes to you and the experience is totally different from what I shared, then they would say, maybe you and that guy know each other or something. But to me, it was extremely different. But you see, we want as many clients as possible. So as a business person, I think it also overlaps with the place of integrity. And I believe whatever our guest, Mr. James, is saying, ensuring that that particular experience, that everyone who is coming your way, they get a similar experience. Selling that brand will be easy. Maybe to digress a little bit, when we talk of reputation and we talk of brand experience, these two areas are sometimes contradicting, and it becomes a challenge, especially when we want to tell people about ensuring integrity, because you can't talk of reputation without integrity. And when you want to talk about brand experience, case example of our shops in Nairobi, where I want to give you a very high price, then if you're a person who knows to negotiate, I will cut as much as possible to make you feel good there, because there's the community I come from, we don't believe in buying things at the first price. We must negotiate to an amicable price. So if we are not giving that room, we may not really enjoy that experience as you may purport. Now, there's the place of invoking emotions. Invoking emotions. In marketing, we have a formula, or rather a concept we call rhetorics, the power of rhetorics. And among them, we have logos, pathos, and ethos. Concentrating on the last two, logos and ethos, that is appealing to your clients through emotions and appealing through logic. I see you are you have a firm philosophy in the power of emotions over logic. Maybe you can help our viewer understand, in relation to brand experience, where is the place of emotions intriguing or appealing to your clients or to your target audience through emotions?
All right.
Yes.
Allow me add to the conversation we just had,
Yes.
so that maybe those watching from home may understand clearly. So let's take two businesses. One is an electronic shop.
True.
Another one is a barber shop. So this part of electronics, you are able to do that kind of bargaining.
Yes.
So I may be able to say I bought it at 500. If I refer a friend who buys it at 550, they may understand and they may not feel the difference. But for a barber shop, if I was here and you did my head, you shaved my head with 300 shillings, if I tell my friend it was 300, it better be 300. Because
True.
that's not the kind of business where we bargain.
True.
That's the kind of business where we enter knowing that I'll pay a fixed price which someone else is paying. So you understand, if you take time to understand what kind of business you are into, you know that in this business, there's negotiation. In this business, it's a fixed price.
Yes.
So you are able to tell what to adopt into that business you own. Speaking to emotions, we see it everywhere, from big hotels to some fancy shops, because the way you present your product in a shop speaks by itself. There are places you enter and you feel, wow, this is a nice place. Already it gives you a sense of exclusivity.
True.
In that sense, whether you say a high price or not, that person is already compelled that this is a very expensive place, even if it's not. And then there are places you go, mostly downtown and wherever. It's not a really nice setup most of the time, but you also expect some kind of organization. So emotion can be evoked just from how you organize yourself. Because as I earlier said, I want to drive to our viewers most of the practical things they can do.
Sure.
Or they can adjust that will increase, let's say, their leads or their sales at the end of the day. So we can start by, you see, color. Color is a very great factor in invoking emotions. You can't have a butchery branded blue. Because, because red meat, there's a relationship there. You can't have a kinyozi branded red, like a
A butcher.
Yeah. So you have to do some of those prerequisites, which no one can teach you.
Sure.
You just have to do your own research and know that now these are a nails parlor.
Sure.
How should it look like? Because emotion starts from seeing. When I'm sitting waiting to be served, how am I feeling as I'm seated?
Sure.
What am I being offered as I'm seated? Is it a magazine? Is it free Wi-Fi? Because that is building onto emotion. And then we can get deeper to now if the aspects of online and social media, advertising and marketing and content creation, we can create emotions there through storytelling. Because now that sells more. Because if you, on a random day, you just go to TikTok, Instagram, wherever, you find that most touching stories have the most reactions and engagement.
Sure.
Because there is a psychological effect of stories to ourselves. So and then you just have to go back to what your business does, because there are businesses you can't tell stories. There are businesses you can. Also going back to the first discussion we had on there's a difference between entrepreneurship and businesses. You find that most entrepreneurs have a story behind what they are doing.
Sure.
They can tell you, I was young, my father was sick, there was no this, and then I decided when I grow up, I do this.
Started
That's a story.
the poultry farm
Yes,
with the one
yes.
feeder.
Yes, but that's a good joke. But you find that for other businesses, maybe I've decided I have seen this industry of cars is doing well. I just want to sell the cars. You don't have any back. You just your motivation is the well-being of the industry and the amount of capital you have. You may not have better stories or more compelling stories other than the value you offer for a car, but there are businesses you can tell stories that can move your clients to do business with you. So you just have to get back to what you do. Is it able to give a story, and what's the motive behind you doing that? Because we don't form stories out of thin air. It's what you believe. You as the one who is the owner of the business. Yes. What you sell is is the story that made you do what you are doing. Yeah.
Well, listening to you, I see these two secrets you've already given us. The first one was trust and reputation. And now I believe the second one is emotions, creating an emotional connection with the consumer so that they can grow their sales as the second secret. Now, still on that second secret, I am reminded about people like KFC. They give us stories of Colonel Sanders and how he started KFC and how he grew, and it's become almost now even a motivational talk. Household talk, you know. People talk about how you can even be very successful and at 65, you can be rejected, your recipe can be rejected, however you can grow as big as whatever. So is that what you're talking about? And how does a small business tell the story, and who do they tell that story to?
Now, speaking of brands like KFC, we understand that whoever is driving that vision in the moment is not the one who initiated it.
Yeah.
So we ask ourselves, what was the bridge between the one who started and the one who's doing it now?
Yeah.
So there's kind of handover from the initiator, now who is the founder, and then to the management. Maybe as the growth came afterwards, now there's maybe a more corporate management but they are maintaining the aspects that began the journey of KFC. They are maintaining it because they know that for it to grow, for the owner who made it grow, he had something behind his back. There's something he was thinking about when he was doing the business strategies and everything. So that's what they are driving it. For the business owners who feel they are so small, they don't have stories to tell, or how they can invoke or they can use that storytelling aspect into their businesses. I can say the most sustainable way in the current world is social media. That's the most sustainable way. Because if I'm a client to your shop or to your company, I don't expect that there is a session where we'll be sitting down for us to have storytelling before I maybe make a purchase or something of that sort. But you are able to portray that in your social media handles if you have them, and their website, on your website, if you have it. That's where you are able to do some storytelling. You can tell people that 2010, this is when I started this business. Then 2011, this is what happened. 2020, this is what happened. Now this year, we have evolved from here to here because of this. That way, you're not really selling the product, but you're just building the trust between you and that person. So that person is able to know that I can trust this person because they have been here since 2010. They have been doing this business since 2010. There's this general psychological analogy people use that if you have been here for, like, I want to buy from someone, I know where they exist. If that's with the online purchases and everything. So you have to make sure where are you located, just to build that credibility, because that's what people are seeking. So if you're able to portray that in your online platforms, then well and good, you can start from there.
So you can basically then tell a story about yourself, about your business. And I've also seen some people tell a story about their product. For example, some mineral water sellers. There's a time they would tell us about this water is coming from the percolated hills of Kericho or wherever it flows through. I don't know what types of stones. And it's so pure. Or it's gotten, I don't know how many kilometers from underground. You know, a story about the uniqueness of your product. And I think that would also work. What do you have to say about that?
That works. Because I've also seen people, mostly the people I've seen, these businesses that create leather products. You find that most of them have a background to it. You find that maybe my bags are created by women who are single mothers or widows.
Exactly.
So when you buy, you know that you're not just buying from a normal business. It's a business that's giving back to the community. That kind of story really incorporates people into your well-being. And they're like, no, it's not like the bag is so different from the others, but at least they feel some sort of emotional connection to that bag.
I've also heard there's a lady, I think in the US, I might not quote it correctly, don't quote me on this, but there's something I read about a lady in the US who was selling coffee, and coffee coming from Kenya.
Kawa 85.
And then she's connecting that coffee with, I don't know, some socially conscious whatever programs. And I don't know, saying a certain amount is going to go to support, I don't know what. And people in the US buying that coffee feel that attachment. And that's the story behind her coffee. There's nothing unique about the coffee. It's the same coffee.
Same coffee.
But now this is coffee, which has a socially conscious side of the business angle. What's your thought about that?
I think, as everyone on this table is saying, that the place of storytelling in building brands goes along. That one cannot be refuted, because the place of people don't just buy products. People want to feel a certain connectedness to that particular product. They want the why part to be answered. Why am I buying this product? Because if it's a jacket like this one, we have so many shops selling the jacket, but I need to feel this one looks like the one worn by a certain person who is an icon to me. So if that story is being brought to that perspective, I'll be very confident wearing this particular jacket, because I'm now feeling I'm sharing a belief, or I'm like a certain person. And I think we cannot talk about branding or building a good name for our businesses without the place of telling stories. Stories can be about how this product came to be, the journeys of the founders, relatability, how this particular product or service relates to a certain dimension of life that people feels connected to. And we've seen that invoke a lot of emotions and help businesses thrive, especially in this particular economy. So I think it's one of the strongholds businesses needs to leverage on, the place of, actually when we talk of now marketing purely, especially digital marketing, you can't verily thrive on social media just by posting and telling us about the product you're offering or the service you're offering. Most people, and to drive engagements, will be very connected to telling them, by the way, you guys, do you know how I was able to come up with this particular product? I went to this particular person who challenged me in this dimension, and from that pap, I got this wonderful idea, and now here we are, guys. So that story of growth, transformation, and all that makes people relate highly with that particular product or service. So I think, as our guest is telling us, Mr. James, the place of emotions plays a very big role in ensuring that we give the best brand experience to our clients.
Just to add on to that, to a practical aspect that maybe our viewer can adapt is first, make sure that you, wherever you're doing your business from, if it's a physical location, make sure it's well branded. Well branded. Sometimes having a t-shirt of your own brand makes the experience feel a little bit different from your neighbor. So if you are able, the budget is relatively so small to have a t-shirt branded your own business. So you can do things like those. Yes.
So thank you very much, James. And for the viewer who's been watching us, we have come to the first half of this program, and we want to take a very short 2 minutes break. And as we do that, I would like to encourage you to send the questions to us, because we want James to answer your specific question, because remember, we're here because of you. So we are taking a 2 minutes break. And as we do that, also remember to like, share, subscribe, especially on our YouTube page, Faith Today Television. See you in 2 minutes. Don't touch that dial.
Faith Today TV is here to make your brand outstanding. Worry not on where to advertise your business or your product. Call us on 0114 777 000 or email us on info@faithtodaytv.co.ke.
Hello there, my name is Enoch. Taking care of your health should be a top priority. Looking at the various engagements that we have today, it is so easy to forget about our health, mental well-being. That is why we introduce to you the Healthy You Talk Show, a brand new show that is going to address matters concerning your health, nutrition, stress management, mental health, name it. We bring to you a wide range of experts who are going to be touching pertinent issues concerning our health. Tune in every Tuesday at 10 a.m. live on Faith Today TV.
Welcome once again to Kingdom Business Network. We are so much excited that you are still stuck to this talk show today. And we know that you are going to get some tips that are really going to help you improve the brand experience that people have, especially when they interact with your business and with your products. We've talked about reputation, trust, building trust, and also evoking emotions. Coach, take it from here.
Thank you so much, Dr. I think I love the conversation so far, and if I was the person there, I know I already have two wonderful points with me that I'm going to leverage. First, on trust. I'll make sure my clients, any interaction I get with them is an opportunity to build trust with them. Number two is an opportunity to evoke as much of emotions as possible. Mr. James, maybe you can help us introduce the third particular secret of consumer behavior that will help us boost our sales.
That maybe aspect to the 5 consumer secrets is building consistency.
Okay.
Consistency that breeds that familiarity of a brand.
Okay.
Because just like we've used some good examples here, there are places you'll go to, you'll see a brand name,
True.
and you'll see it's very familiar. The look,
True.
the feel, the services.
True.
That kind of familiarity is brought by consistency.
Okay.
So you need to have some attention
Yes.
to being consistent as a business, whether small or big. Yeah.
So why particularly do you think that brand consistency influences consumer behavior?
Consistency is like equals to reliability.
Okay.
Like that sense of you are uniform, that whatever I need, whatever I'll get, is really what I got last time, or even better, or what someone else I can refer to you will get. Because just like you see, if you have an opportunity to serve someone with maybe a vacancy at a certain place, you want to be confident that whoever you are referring to that place will not let you down.
Sure.
You see, that's also what we are seeking in terms of business, that I will refer someone to you, but I want that assurance that you will consistently give them value that you've been giving us.
Sure.
Yes.
And do we have other aspects of consistency in terms of, like I heard you talk about colors, names, and maybe branding materials? We have social media platforms. Maybe you can quickly let our viewers understand which are these particular ways that we need to ensure consistency in our businesses to create that overall brand experience with our clients.
So if you have a business that has branches, you have to make sure that they match in terms of their branding and in terms of their services.
True.
You have to make sure that the kind of products you are offering at point A, unless you have specifically said this is a different branch that is offering a very different service, you have to make sure that what I can get in town, I can get in Thika in your shop.
True.
You understand? Then there's this familiarity. You can build familiarity with clients or consistency through online platforms.
Sure.
So you realize that most business owners who are trying to break into the digital world are trying their best, but they're missing some of the basic things they don't have to miss.
True.
Like having the same profile for your business pages. So you find that maybe a business owner has a TikTok account, an Instagram account, a Facebook account, but they both reflect different profiles, different names, different bios. So you start building consistency from such a level. Also, in terms, if you are posting, if you are creating some graphics and all that, you have to define through guidelines, something called CI, brand guidelines, that my brand has a primary color called green, secondary white, black. So we need to see, when we see an advert, we don't need to see the name. We can sense by what we are seeing that this is Flani who does this kind of business. Because even if you are told to close your eyes and wake up to a KFC billboard without the KFC, you just know this is a KFC. You just know that this is a Safaricom whatever. Because they have trained themselves to use consistently some colors and some aspects in terms of font, but that's too hard language for a small business owner. So let's start by what you post on TikTok, post it on Instagram, post it on Facebook, use the same tone, use the same mood, use the same pricing, because if I know you, even if your business has some negotiating aspect to it, I can't really trust you if your price on TikTok is different from Instagram unless it's an offer. So let's have that consistency from such a low level. Yes.
And so you're talking about uniform messaging across the different platforms.
Yes. Okay.
And maybe precisely, would you say that consistency in terms of branding, is it particularly for identity, or does it have any competitive advantage in terms of maybe against your competitors?
Yeah, it's sort of both. Because it makes people identify you easily. And then that's an advantage over competitors. Because if I struggle to find a certain kind of brand, why should I struggle and there's another brand I can find easily? Yeah, so there are some who even try to adopt this kind of billboards, maybe signages, so you know that in a certain area, if you want to go to a certain kind of shop, there's a signage that should be there. So maybe guiding you 500 meters from here, to your left, there's this shop that you have opened here. So that kind of branding and consistency helps people, yes, identify you, but also feel more comfortable doing business with you, because it comes back to reputation. Yes, you see, if you're not consistent, we don't see you as reliable. Yes, even on personal matters, if you're not consistent in what you show people, in what you tell people, then they can't really trust you.
Okay. Let's move to the fourth secret. What is the fourth secret that you want our viewer to know?
Let's go to the product. You have to make sure your product is of value.
Okay.
Yes. So I speak this to all, because even if you are doing a business or you are an entrepreneur, yes, I speak to you in all aspects, because we know that in business, most people or some people have really let down the business community by offering some maybe not original products. And for those who are manufacturers of their own products or services, giving us below average products. So you have to make sure that as much as you are intending to market, you're intending to grow that brand, it's very hard if your product or your service is under average in terms of value. So you have to make sure that whatever you are giving us is of value.
So how can somebody make their product valuable and or their service valuable? What are the things that they can practically do to ensure high quality?
So because of the variety, let's get to the business, those who are, we call business people,
Yes.
those who sell products that they don't manufacture, products they don't decide how they look, because there are things you don't have power upon, but you are selling them. So you first have to make an effort as a business owner to source for original products, because there are very many products that are not original. So you have to make it intentional to source for original products. And when you are interacting with the customer and maybe you are not sure of the value, durability, and credibility of this product, don't shy from communicating that. Because you realize that for most original products, the value is always high. For most of these other products, the value is relatively low. So you can confidently say to a client or your customer that for this product, I'm not so sure, if you are not so sure about it, but I have other recommendations that I'm sure about. So the clients feel that you are caring for them, because you had an opportunity to sell it to them regardless of whether it's original or not, and you knew. So make it your point to sell that authentic product. If you are doing your own products, maybe a soap, maybe you are doing a shoe, make sure that whatever you are doing, the way you are seeing that that kind of maybe garment or bag, make sure it's quality. So tell people, this one, don't use it with heavy materials. Don't load it heavily, because it will break here and here. This one, yeah, you can use this one, but this one is a little bit expensive. So that kind of honesty really builds into communicating that value to clients. And even if a client, there are some clients who can confidently say, I don't want original. Can we find another option? Because maybe it's not a serious investment for them in whatever business or whatever purpose they are going to use it for. So they can confidently take that, but at the back of their mind, they know this product, as I was told, is not as reliable. So whenever it has an issue, they are not going to blame the brand. They might blame themselves. Yeah.
So they should not sell fake products.
Yes.
And if they do fake products, they should let the customer know.
Yes.
Because I know a lot of people go to, not a lot, some people go to China and they come with imitations of well-known brands, whether it is shoes, whether it is electronics, whether it is even switches, sockets, and the rest of them, even phones. And they have a duplicate of an original, whatever. And they want to pass it as original. Okay, Coach, what is your take on this, as before we take the questions from the viewer?
I think before we address our viewers' questions, I think the conversation so far is really insightful, because when we talk about value and selling real value, my personal belief is that businesses exist to offer value. Other than that, you may just be in some mischievous operations.
Sadly, some are.
And sadly some are. But in terms of businesses and ensuring good reputation, and especially for longevity and scalability for that matter, there is so much significance in ensuring that the value of the products that you are offering is one and the same throughout. Number two is, if you have different values for a same product, it is very, very imperative to ensure that your clients well understand that. So I come in the sense of consumer, what we call educating your clients in terms of even usability of different varieties of a similar product. Maybe we have this gadget, we have another one, and all our phones.
You can use them. Words like this is a budget phone, this is a premium phone.
And this one will help you do this and achieve this, and it has some of these limitations, which is not the case with this other product because of 1, 2, and 3. And for that reason, this one goes for this value or price, which is different from this other one. In that essence, people will feel they will trust you even the more. They will feel they will always want to come, because I always enjoy whenever I go to a dealer and they are educating me, telling me, this one will be good, it will serve you in this way and this way. This other laptop doesn't have graphics card. So if you are a graphic person and all that, this one will not best suit you. But some will ask you, what is your budget? Now they will just give you something. And sometimes based on your needs, you can actually provoke your budget. You can go a notch higher, more than even what you had planned for, to get that which you intended to get. So I think that is very insightful. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. There's also the point that we had discussed earlier about social proof and how a business can collect testimonies and all that, and you had indicated that is our fifth secret. Can you just mention that before I take the viewers' questions?
Okay. Testimonials and social proof is very important, but varies depending on what kind of business you do. And more importantly, the timing of you requesting for that kind of maybe testimonial or review is very important. I cannot give a review to a product I've just bought. You see, that's what most people do. You just say, and I have a page, please. Go tag me and do this, say this. No. You have to wait. I think it's more of a feedback loop. You have to create a feedback loop with your customers, and it's very hard for very small businesses to do that. Maybe more structured small organizations are able to do that because of the kind of services they offer. Because for a small business that's in Nairobi, maybe somewhere in CBD, they have like maybe 20 clients or walk-ins in a day. It's very hard to create a feedback loop in that sense. But for an organization that's more structured, you can systemize a way clients can get back to you on the reviews of your products, because it's very poor. You can also advise them to do it on Google, to do it on the e-commerce platforms that you are able to sell through, to do it through your website. But it's very important when people see that whatever I'm buying is very, very recommended by other people, just like Google Play Store. If I want to download an app, I just go to the reviews. Some people will complain about something. Now, from that, I'm informed that I can't take this app to my phone because of this, and this. And maybe for those businesses that have a good online presence, you can consider advising or requesting your clients to tag you whenever the review is good, whenever they are using it. So you find that most of the beauty products, some ladies are very good at doing reviews, and they are very honest. So they say, the makeup I'm using is from so and so and so and so and so. The kind of dress I'm wearing is from so and so and so. That's a review, that's a testimonial. So you have to make sure that whatever you show them is good, because if you are online and they can find you, they can as well come and say, so and so and so is a scam. Yeah. So you just, depending on the nature of business you are doing, you just study that area and see what best way can you seek feedback, and what time is it good to seek feedback. But for small business, I have to agree, it's very hard to pursue that at the moment.
So you're advising the businesses to seek testimonials?
Yeah, the small businesses, yeah.
And of course, if they have done all the other things, the other 4 other things right, they should be able to get good reviews.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to the questions from the viewers. And thank you very much, viewers, for sending these questions to us. We really appreciate it. And as I keep on saying, we are here because you watch this program, and we strongly believe that we are adding some value Therefore, when we connect with you and you support us, we will be able to bring you more of this kind of content to up your game in business. The first question is coming from Kelly. Kelly is watching us on YouTube. Thank you, Kelly, for watching us on YouTube. And the question is, how do you rebuild your brand reputation if you've already made mistakes with customers in the past?
I don't want to say names, but there's a recent story online on the same. Some good business person just made a genuine mistake, maybe or not genuine mistake.
Yes.
And then there's a lot of backlash. That's the other thing with the online communities and all that. When you do good, they say. When you do bad, they'll come and say the same. So I think first of all is if you have to communicate that you are aware or you accept responsibility for that mistake that which you did. Because people nowadays are so much informed that they will know whether you are lying or you are not lying. You see, so you first, it's like a press statement, press briefing. You have to say that we have heard from our branch elsewhere. We have heard that one of our customer here and here was done this and this and this and this, but we are so sorry to that customer, and we are promising a refund or another product on the same value, so that you set peace with that client and the entire community. The first step is you have to come out and accept if you had a mistake. If you do not have a mistake, just come forward, say what happened. But you have to let people know that you are not assuming, that you have heard their request, because the essence of a feedback loop, even as I had earlier mentioned, is to let the customers tell you something about your business that maybe can improve or you should address. So that's one of those things. So, and then once you communicate that, if there's something that was wrong with the systems of your business, you really have to address it that time.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Sheila is asking, or saying, good morning. Does social media presence really influence how customers view a brand, or is it just hype?
So, depends on how you do the social media presence. Yeah, so there's hype, there's cloud chasing online, where I can maybe seek 2-3 influencers and tell them, just speak about me. Wear my hat, wear my t-shirt, my reflector, just speak. Whether the brands, where the values of that influencer align with your business or not, just people go out there and just promote their products. However, but there are people who are systemic and intentional about their social media platforms. They don't just say anything anyhow. They plan their content calendars well. They do their product photography well, they do their messaging well, they do research before engaging into social media. They engage as a business, not as an individual. You understand? For those businesses, the result is very different from someone who does it just for the sake of being on social media, because some people assume that once you create a page or something, business is coming in. No. Like, it's not even the first step. Just the door. You just open the door. But there's a lot of work to be done in that house.
So what I'm hearing you say is that some people can just hype a product.
Yeah.
And yet there is nothing behind it.
Sure.
So they don't go far.
Yeah.
But if you create the hype of a product which has content, which is accepted, which has a reputation, which is a good business, that hype will take it forward.
Yes. There's no weapon that can be used against that, because you see, it's a factual world. You tell me something, I'll proof check.
So the fundamentals of the product and the service are strong.
Yes.
Okay. Another question here from one of our viewers. The question is, what's the link between customer reviews and actual sales? Do people really buy based on ratings?
So there is also, you see, when technology advances, also some other things start advancing. That's conmanship and such. So there are people who buy reviews for very bad products. So you go to our website, good reviews, but not honest reviews, maybe both reviews. You understand? But there are reviews that are very genuine. So what I would say is that maybe for that kind of business, don't use one medium of reviews. Try going to other platforms. Try asking people who might have bought from it. So you don't depend on one aspect of the review. Just try to expand a little bit to other sources of information so that they may inform you that they lied on their website. Oh yeah, they were being honest on their website.
And maybe to add this to the viewer, personally, I found it very helpful when I first of all choose a product, especially if I'm shopping online, let's say like platforms like Jumia, Masoko, and the rest of them. The first thing I do is that I go across and look for the product I want. Then after I've settled on the product, I have to read the review before I make the final decision.
Yes.
And if the reviews are bad or there is no review, I better go and look for a product which has a number of reviews that I can read.
Yes.
And it's because now we're moving online.
Yes.
Now, when it is not online, then a word of mouth becomes very strong, because then you are asking somebody, have you gone to so-and-so shop? What is there? So to answer the viewer, I believe people actually today use reviews a lot.
Yes.
And it has a direct impact on sales.
Yes.
Okay, let's move to the next question from Joyce. Joyce is asking, how important is consistency in customer experience when trying to grow sales?
Come again.
How important is consistency in customer experience when trying to grow sales?
Now, very important. That is like the best answer I can give, but I can give elaborations.
Yes.
Depending on the nature of business you are doing. Just like we had earlier said, if it's a kind of a shop, the strategy you may use for consistency is different from a station where it's a service, maybe it's a nails parlor. You understand? So it's a game of trying to see where am I at for my business and what can work for my business. But consistency is very important, and it will increase greatly your sales, because sometimes in Nairobi, I don't want to get a hair shape, but I'm waiting for someone. And I'm like, where can I wait for someone? I just go maybe to a certain hotel. I know they have good Wi-Fi, good seats, good environment. So I went there not because I wanted to go there, but because of the experience that surrounds that place. Or I can say, let me go have a shave. Because I know there I'll be having a good time as I wait for that person who is maybe coming from Kiambu or elsewhere. Yeah, so it increases sales so much. Consistency.
Okay. Dan in Dome is asking, how do you handle negative feedback without ruining your image? And maybe you can build on what you had said.
Yes.
Said something.
Coming up from a bad reputation, maybe a bad review or bad comment, first of all, you have to self-search. You have to search if this is true. This allegation is true. If it's true, then you start from changing whatever you did. If it's a bad product, then you have to get back to the product and make some adjustments, honestly, because we don't want to protect what's not good or what's not of value. But if the comment has no basis, maybe the feedback you received that is demoralizing has no basis, the product is okay, maybe it's competition, because nowadays even competition tries to use those comment sections just to bring you down.
To review your products.
So that people may not buy from you. So if it's not true, you just communicate it's not true. And I'm sure online nowadays, some people even protect brands they've never bought from. So you'll find that, no, you are lying to us. So if it's honest, just self-search, make adjustments. If it's not, you can assume as well, it's justifiable by other people.
Teresa in Roysambu is watching us, and she's asking, do Kenyan consumers pay more attention to product quality or how a brand makes them feel? Is it about feeling or the product quality?
So Kenyan community, we also have contexts. So we have those people, I may not really use terms that segregate people a lot, but we understand there are people who their purchasing power and the exposure level is not the same as that of others. So you find that someone might actually know a Rolex watch from just looking at it. I've never seen one in real life, but I've seen brands or some funny watches around in town that have Rolex on them. So it depends who you are doing business with, because even at the start or at the onset of your business, you have to know who is your clientele, who are you pursuing to buy things from you. So you have to really suit your strategies towards that clientele, because there are people who sell their products. You can't sell to someone who doesn't have a car. You understand? I can't sell mats to someone who doesn't have a car. So you have to know who you are selling to, what's their level of exposure, and then that way it will inform, because there are people who are comfortably buying things that are second hand, and they are comfortable. They are proud of that. There are people who are buying things that are not original. They are comfortable. So it depends. You can't generalize that aspect of people maybe trusting feelings and all that. You just have to identify to the nature of the people you are attracting or you want to sell to. Yeah.
So it's neither quality or feel. But
Yeah,
it depends on the person.
yeah.
But I always I am thinking, if I have a good product quality and I like the quality, then most likely it will also make me feel good.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is still going to be feelings.
Yeah.
But there's also some people who will actually go with feelings before they even look at the quality.
Yes.
Okay. George here is asking, what are some practical steps a small business can take to turn loyal customers into brand ambassadors?
Offers, vouchers. Yeah, because if someone is a loyal client to you, you can do some promotions on their name as a code. You can do some. You can give them some special discounts if the business allows, or they don't have to be huge discounts. You don't have to
make them
compete.
feel special.
Yes. You have to let them know that you have seen them, you've heard them, and you appreciate what they are doing to you. So you just use those small things. Sometimes you can just, if it's a hotel, you can just tell them today's meal is on the house.
It's on the house.
Yes.
And makes them back. I like that. Today's meal is on the house. Now, Alice Inumoja is watching KBN and she's saying, sometimes I see brands apologizing publicly when customers complain online. Does that actually help, or does it make the brand look weak?
So it helps. That's not a sign of weakness whatsoever. Because sometimes you'll find that for some brands which are so big, you find that there's maybe a disconnect from the people who actually give you the service to the managers, to the managers of managers, to the executive. So the intention of the executive, which is now the vision bearer of the whole brand, is positive, but sadly you received a bad service from maybe the one who was serving you. So that's not a reflection on the brand. So it's not a weakness. So they're trying to say that maybe we have a huge capacity to employ many people, and sometimes due to different reasons, emotions, mood, people are going through a lot. You may have received service that you have not promised. So we are here to say that that's not our value. We have addressed it and we'll continue addressing it. Yes.
Okay.
And also advise them to continually give you that kind of feedback whenever they experience bad service.
We are constrained with time, but just one minute for the last three questions or so. Someone is asking, how do you turn first-time buyers into repeat customers in a crowded market?
Again, depends on what kind of product you are selling and what kind of business you are in. So if you are selling an array of products, so you are not able to tell if this person might actually buy again this similar product. But if you are doing a service kind of product, I'm using one nature of business, that's barbershops and nail parlors. So you can just do good service, make them feel comfortable. They'll come back. You realize that for many ladies and for most gentlemen, we nearly have 2 to 3 barbers in our lifetime, just because of consistency and loyalty to them. You can even travel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Millie is asking, just a quick question. Do customers actually notice when brands are authentic, or do they only care about discounts?
You can notice intuition. Yeah. There's something God placed in us. That's intuition.
And you can't give a discount on something which is
No,
fake,
you can't. Yeah.
If something doesn't please the customer, you not even need a price or give a discount. Yeah, so discounts come after people have been attached to the product.
They have shown we need this product,
but
for now, I need 2,000. I need to save 2,000 more to get that kind of. And you are there, you're telling them no. For this month, November, we have this Black Friday. Now you can come, there's 2,000 less. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So they actually notice the brands are authentic.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Last question. Does having a strong personal brand as the founder help boost the business brand?
Yes.
Strong personal brand as a founder.
Yeah. People will trust you. So you realize that for most businesses, even online, those who are on TikTok and Instagram, you find that business owners are coming online to tell stories, what we were saying. So if you are a trusted person, they'll be like, this person owns this one, this is a good thing. If you are not a trusted person, your business may be offering value, but just because they are affiliated to you, people may boycott from your product. A similar case happened recently. Someone spoke bad online about some other aspect of people, and then they have a business. They experienced some good drought on their shops. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for this insightful discussion. We come to the end of the program, and but as before we do that, I would like to ask for some parting shots, starting with Coach Lewis. Then we come to James.
Wow, amazing. Thank you so much, Sir James, for that wonderful time with our viewers. I think every bit of this conversation is worth recording. And to our viewers, I think we are now more challenged, more informed. Now we are going to make our businesses better. Just as a parting shot, your brand is your responsibility. You are the first person, and you are the only person who can only influence how we perceive you, how we feel about you, and how we relate to you. So take it intentionally, and we are going to go far as a business. As usual, this has been your digital coach, Lewis Ndege. This is KBN, and until later, bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Coach Lewis. Joseph, give your parting shot to the viewer, and maybe you can also tell them what you do and how they can contact you.
So, for the viewer, I want to say, don't stop learning about your business. Continually seek knowledge in regards to your business and in regards to strategies that surround that industry that you are into. That way, we are so much confident that you will receive knowledge and you will be in a better position to move your business forward, because you'll be making decisions that are well informed and backed by maybe statistics and so much and so on. I'm a brand strategist. I'm heading a small youth empowerment stroke networking organization that's called the Beyond Lab. So if you want to contact me, it's as simple as getting to your email and saying James Onyiego 254@gmail.com. I appreciate so much feedback that comes from that email. I have it at my heart, and that's my primary source of getting communication, because nowadays phone calls, sometimes you may miss a call and all that, but I'm sure I read my email in the morning.
Thank you very much, James, for this discussion. And for the viewer, you have it, the 5 secrets of consumer behavior that can instantly boost your sales. We've talked about emotions, storytelling, consistency, social proof, having reviews. There you have it. These are very, very key issues that if a business takes care of them, sales will grow. Until next time, this has been Kingdom Business Network. God bless you and bless your business and take it to higher heights, that when we meet, you'll say that we added value to your business. Thank you.
Thank you.